Welcome, everybody, to, alright, Ward Bear, welcome back. Waiting for everybody, Courage Bear, welcome back. Waiting for everyone to join back up so we can continue this one, Bear.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, we were just talking, and, Instagram was gay, so I told you, you've got first priority, ergo, you have first priority. That's it. I'm a man of my word.
You are a man of your word. You've always been a man of your word. Why do you think I follow you?
Much appreciated, brother.
I like how you said it yesterday, though. It was pretty badass. Like, you knew it. Like, nobody else noticed it, but you knew it. Like, Trevor's a factual, like, his humor is factual. Like, he sends factual humor. It's, like, hilarious. I'm like, how did he know that? Like, you're a smart dude. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty, when it comes to my sense of humor, I'm always about, like, I take things that are, like, literally going on and then I turn it into something funny, you know, like, and I'm glad that you noticed that. I appreciate that.
Well, dude, to be fair, we're brothers in arms, so, low-key, I just kind of, naturally picked up on that bullshit, even though I didn't know you're a service member before today.
Right. No, the thing is, this is one thing, all my buddies that were deployed and all stuff like that, they love me, dude, even guys, I told them the same thing, they're like, did you deploy? And I'm like, no, I didn't deploy. And I'm sorry, guys, no, dude, your information, your knowledge is pretty fucking badass, I respect the shit out of you, what you did, even though you didn't, deploy with us and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you guys make it sound so much, it's not, I mean, I appreciate the modesty, but yeah, I did a lot of training, but the thing is, not the point is, I didn't go down.
God, the reason why they say that is just from, experience, you've got a deployment mindset, and that's probably what translated, where even if you didn't have that experience, you still have the ability to communicate with that kind of, level. And that's what combat veterans just instantly identify with each other, where it's oh, you've deployed because you speak this way. You speak the way as though you've already deployed, which, ingrates you with people who've already deployed, and, it's an instant bond of camaraderie, you know?
Yeah, the thing is, I had my buddy. He was also in Iraq. He was in the initial Iraqi freedom and stuff like that, and he had serious PTSD. And the first person he would call is me. No, I'm like, dude, why do you call me, man? I didn't deploy with you, bro. And he goes, dude, because you understand me, no, dude. I'm like, and it wasn't just him. And then it'd be four of my buddies. They were all deployed. And they're like, why do you guys all call me? I wasn't deployed with you guys. And but you understand us, bro.
Exactly.
I understand you guys. I have gone through a lot of fucked up shit in my life, and so has my brother Warbeard. We both gone through a lot of fucked up shit. Whether we were deployed or not, we've seen death, we've known death, we've experienced death. I lived in Albuquerque for 8 years. I got shot at 4 times while just living there.
Yeah, dude, New Mexico is fucking insane.
Yeah. I had a guy.
Literally a fucking war zone. And
Let me tell you this. This is the scariest. This might be the scariest moment of your life when it's called Last Call. It's up there off of Central Street. I was bouncing at Imbibe, and I was on last call, and I was down there talking to the owners of the burrito shop right next to the bar, and all of a sudden these 3 bike thieves pulled up and pulled guns out and cocked them, and I was like, hey, everybody get inside. I stood in front of everyone, willing to take the bullets from them. I didn't say nothing to the guys. And my buddy who had been deployed, he was in the Iraqi freedom. He went behind and got the license plate number, but I stood there and I pushed everybody inside the burrito store and the burrito shop, and I pushed everybody in there and I shut the door behind us, and I shut the door and I told the guy that runs the shop, I said, hand me your biggest knife you have. He goes, why? I said, just fucking hand it to me. And so he finally hands me this big ass cleaver. He's like, okay, if they come to this fucking door, I'm killing them. Anyways, so But it was that moment. It was like a good 20 seconds that these guns were on me, and I was like standing in front of everyone, like willing to take the bullets. Like that's like when I fucking knew, I'm like you know, I could thank. If there's one thing you can thank Uncle Sam for, it's just bravery. Like you're not fucking afraid.
Yeah, and that's part. Like, honestly, that's part of the brainwashing. And
yeah, as much part of the brainwashing. You won't just die for anyone.
It's very effective.
And none of these people mattered. My friends, they weren't like people I loved or cared about, but I was willing to fucking lay down my life for them. Like whatever.
Well, see, that's the crazy, interesting thing that I've considered for a while about the average American service member who's not a fucking piece of shit. Where it's like, all right, even if I'm not in like a sanctioned combat zone, my natural response is to protect the civilians around me. And that's really makes a member of the military. And so it's like, all right, you weren't in combat, but when push came to shove and you were put in one of those situations, you fucking defended those around you. And that's why your buddies who deployed were like, oh, like, I'm going to come and talk to you about the shit that I saw. Because you already have the mindset. But then in addition, you have a level of innocence because you haven't seen the shit downrange. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're absolutely right. No, that's totally legit. Like, that's funny that you said that because my buddies didn't start hitting me up until after that situation happened. And then the word got around that I stood in front of everybody and was like, the guy's got his guns on me and shit like that. They're like, Smith just fucking stood in front of everyone. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I was like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't go down range. I mean, trust me, I've seen more than I need to see.
You didn't have to go down range. You proved your courage and your dependability in like on this side of the world, which is honestly much more impressive.
No, I mean, I guess it's because I love my brothers in the arms, so like I give them like all the glory and credit because, like, the fucking grabblers shit on them. Credit, like, I love you guys.
Give yourself more credit because, like, me and all your other brothers that went down range, we had like, yeah, cool. We were already badasses. No one gives a fuck. But like, our courage was not defined until we went into combat. Your courage was defined before you went into combat. Dude, that's respectful as shit. That's wonderful.
I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot to me, dude.
Dude, it's the fucking truth. Like, fact. Like, you earned your stripes.
Because I didn't feel like I did much, you know.
No, dude, like, that's the thing. Is like, you didn't have to go down range to prove your courage, to prove your honor and your manhood and your willingness to defend those around you. Just a natural situation that God provided you. Without going down range, you still did fucking everything you were trained to do and went above and beyond the call of duty. That is legendary.
Thank you, brother. Man. You
fact.
Thank you. Like, I'm humbled.
It's a fact, bro. Like, yes, cool, I've got stories from across the world. But what's more important is defending those around you. And that's what you did.
Thank you.
You showed more courage than I did. Fact.
I wish, man. I love you guys. I just love the bear community. I love you guys as my brothers in the arms. Like, this is fucking awesome to just help you guys because like I went through 10 years of depression. Like, we're like, because all my buddies were down range and like they're like, man, we wish you were here. And it's like, I got suicidal and all that shit because I was like, man, I felt worthless because like unless like because all your buddies come back from deployment, like, man, I should have been there. But they're all fucked up. And they're like, no, dude. And they tell me, no, dude, you got it better than us, you know? You got it better than us.
But from your perspective, because you feel as though you missed out on the deployment, you can't quite receive and understand what your brothers are saying, even though they're saying truthful things. And that's what really fucks up your mind. It's because even you're a courageous, wonderful human being, because in your mind, a requirement for courage was to go down range, and that opportunity was robbed from you. And so you took all of your natural, masculine, honorable qualities, and you just used those to beat yourself up because you didn't go down range. But fact of the matter is you didn't have to go down range. Like, you showed courage and honor in this country and protected those around you. And I'm sure to this day, people in that deli owe their lives to you. That's literally the definition of why we join the military service, is to protect the civilians around us.
I fucking love you, dude. You're fucking awesome.
I'm just speaking the truth, bro.
You are, and it's been the best truth I've heard in a while, dude. Like, for real, like, that really touched me. Like, coming from a fucking combat fucking veteran, like, that really fucking, I feel it. Thank you.
Dude, it's fact. If anyone tries to argue, they're a retard. Like, that's a fact. Like, what I just said about you is a legitimate historical fact. If anyone tries to argue with me, I will fucking make them cry because they're wrong. You are honorable and courageous beyond understanding of the average civilian. And you didn't have to go down range to prove it, which adds more honor to you, bro.
I love, man. You got away with the words, bro. Like, I appreciate you, man. You're my brother, dude. Like, for real. Like,
yeah, of course. I'll mock you for being in the Army all day long.
Absolutely.
That being said, is you're honorable and courageous.
I'm like, you're just an extension of the Navy.
Yeah, dude, we're the men's department of the Navy. How fucking dare you?
That's so great. No, we're all brothers in arms, man. I love it, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we haven't just. That's the thing. Is like, we all talk shit, but unless you were Coast Guard, you're good. Like,
dude, surprisingly, like, so yes, I used to mock the Coast Guard above every other service, but
Coast Guard divers are amazing.
They're surprisingly badass.
Oh, they are. They're not a joke. I have a friend from the Coast Guard, but.
Oh, so Bell Reaver says men's department of the Navy. So you still do gay shit, eh? Ah, fuck you, Bell Reaver.
In the Navy.
Well, so, like, the reason why I just said fuck you, Bell Reaver, and I didn't give, like, a rhetorical response is because as I said fuck you, Bell Reaver, two things came to mind. The first thing that came to mind was the concept, there's nothing gayer than a straight Marine. And the second thing that came to mind instantly was when I was a junior Marine, I can't tell you how many times my senior Marines came into my room and just beat the living shit out of me and, like, arguably sexually abused me. Like, obviously there was no penetration, all the clothes were on, but they did some gay fucking shit. Despite that they were like the straightest guys I know.
They came into your room. The fact that they came into your room, you knew they were going to do some gay shit.
Well, they're my NCOs. I can't tell them not to come into my room. I'm just a fucking victim here.
Don't come in here. Don't come in here.
No, Corporal. Don't enter my room. Fuck you, Corporal. I, Corporal. Yes, Corporal. No, Corporal. Corporal.
Oh, man. Dude, oh, man. Oh. Wait, what? Bear Razor, repent from drinking and smoking, JapJap. Dude, let me explain something to you about that right now.
Before you speak, Courage Bear, Bear Razor has a very legitimate point. And like we're joking, like we're doing our thing.
Oh yeah, of course I'm joking too.
Bear Razor isn't on like this kind of level, and so he's making a very valid point outside of our jokes. So I just want
right. Yeah, so I totally. Hey, Bear Razor or Razor, don't worry, I'm not like being mean. I'm just letting you know that it says don't be a drunkard.
Well, that means, so now that Bear Razor knows that any shit we talk is in love,
Feel
free to talk shit.
Yes, I'm not putting you down, Razor. You're absolutely right. If I was a drunk, I would need to take that to heart. Anybody that drinks or smokes weed, it's okay. It's if it becomes a problem and replaces God, that's when it becomes a problem.
Amen.
Don't let anything replace you, or don't let
anything. That military humor is very rough, and we just go like hamsies at each other, and we take no offense. Bear Razor does not have that history, but he did bring up a valid point. So I want to be able to expose him to being mocked at a very high level like we do. But before we mock him, I want just like for both of us to understand like where he's coming.
I don't mock a fellow bear. Don't poke the bear, brother.
Dude, we've been mocking each other this whole time.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
And that's what I'm saying, is you and I fucking love it, bro. But, like, civilians and the average person won't get this, like, level of just completely destroying each other.
You're right. Right, yeah.
So the fact that a civilian...
First time on with you, man. This is the best time of my life. Nobody's had more fun than us.
Oh, exactly. And, like, that's the only thing I'm pointing out is, like, in the middle of our mocking session of us making fun of each other and sharing stories, like a civilian just made a very legitimate moral point.
He did. He absolutely did. Amen,
like,
brother.
Both of ours main like de facto response is just to mock the fuck out of Bear Razor.
Oh, dude, it's just to destroy anything.
Yeah, but that
if he absolutely needs something destroyed overnight, send in a Marine.
Bear Razor is a civilian, so don't go hard on him.
I would not Razor. Hey, God bless you, brother. I'm not going hard on you, man.
Yeah, so Bear Razor's like, I know, and I don't care if you mock me because in the end it doesn't matter. Bear Razor, trust me, I'm protecting you. Like, me and Courage Bear, like, we both love you and respect you, but the way we mock each other and, like, engage in friendship has legitimate potential to make you cry. And I don't want to expose you to that. And that's why I warned Courage Bear. And now we can move forward and continue making each other fucking laugh and mocking each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't worry, Razor. Like, I was never, like, offended. I was drinking my beer. I was never offended. Anyways, and I appreciate what you said, though, because if I was not drinking, I would have said the same thing you would have. And then JapJap would be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty churchian of you.
Well, like, I know Bear Razor, and I fucking know you, and so it's like, I want to make sure we can continue making jokes and laughing, and also simultaneously avoid mocking Bear Razor in a way that offends him, because, like, he's a really honorable dude, and, like,
Bear Razor, I don't know you, but I think you're an awesome dude. What you said was pretty badass. If I was sober, I'd be like, dude, I apologize. Hey.
Yeah, like, my main goal is, like, military humor is super coarse, and if a civilian comes in the middle of military humor and makes a very valid moral point, I don't want him to accidentally, because you know how we do things. And had I not stopped this, there's a very legitimate possibility that both of us would have just started making jokes about Bear Razor. And like, oh, fuck you, sober dude. Like, and like, that's how we do. And so I just want to protect him from our humor.
Bear Razor, I just want you to know that I was like on fire for the Lord earlier today. I was up in the mountains and I was reading Psalms 91. That is the most crushing psalm of all psalms. But I realize that all psalms are the answers to everything that we have in this planet. Like, anything you can think of, Psalms has the answers to it. So I was praying and reading my Bible, and I actually sang some hymns to the Lord earlier too. So, like, I always start. I won't do nothing if the Lord's not involved, because, if the Lord doesn't want you to do it anymore, He'll change it. But you need to also involve the Lord in what you do.
Is that why you didn't deploy? Is because the Lord wasn't involved in your deployment?
This is gravy right here. I'm glad you just brought that up because I realized this because I was the epitome of a soldier. I was
you didn't get the opportunity to serve in the Grabler Wars, which is a blessing.
It is a blessing, and this is what's crazy though, because I told you like other day, like the guy that replaced me on the Husky, because I was a lead convoy driver for the Husky. I had to go to back to from New Mexico. I had to go back to Missouri to go get my training, and I got the highest grade on the test, so they made me the lead convoy driver, and that's the guy that gets blown up and dies. Maybe if he dies. Like, it's a pretty tough vehicle to destroy because it's on 4 pods.
Unless you have a mine roller, which is SOP in most deployment, then you're not. Yeah. So I'm in the lead convoy. This is my job. But the thing is, like, all the things that take place or whatever goes on in your life, I had to be stripped of mine because my pride was in my job as a military. And the Lord's like, no, I want you to be a soldier for me, not for them. He says, your vanity, your glory, and your pride is here in the Army. Like, the Special Forces wanted to recruit me bad. Like the Lord used your experience with the Army to develop discipline to then further honor God. And a deployment was not required for that because you're that much more spiritually mature.
Right. Yeah. Like, thing is, I didn't go into the like not know anything about God. Like I was rebelling against God. If you might say, I was going in there like oh, I don't want to go on in you, Lord. I want to go my own way. And he's like, no, you're not going your own way. Like,
exactly.
I'm gonna shut your glory down. I'm gonna like strip you, like Job. I'm gonna tear you down to where you're nothing.
The story of Jonah.
Yes.
He tries to run away from God, and God fucks him over real bad.
I tried to run away from God, and that's not going to happen. Like,
exactly.
If He wants you, you're not going to go away. And that's why the bear community, they've been through the ringer. Like, we've all been through the ringer. Like, we've all tried to do our own thing, go our own way, but we all come back to the truth, and we all come back to God.
Amen.
Because we can't exist without God. Like, we build wood, hay, and stubble. We ain't nothing, dude,
We build our castles on sand and then wonder why God laughs at us until we return to his journey.
Right. Like, I just, like, I was, like, he stripped me. Like, I had to literally be stripped of my pride because pride comes from the fall, right? Like, I had to go through a hell and back. Like you said, my masculinity was like, oh, how dare I not get deployed and all this. And then it killed my pride. I mean, it killed my person, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I was depressed for years. I couldn't forgive myself. People wouldn't even get mad at me. They're like, dude, you're your worst critic. Like, nobody could get more mad at you than you do. And I was like, and like, it finally took like some prayer in the Lord. And like, at some point, like, the Lord's like, I finally was able to forgive myself, like, let go of what I did wrong. But the thing is, you're right, so right. I didn't see things at the time too. I didn't know that everything was so grabbled. Like, I didn't know about that.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I didn't know how grabbled everything was. Like, so like, I'm just thinking, I'm doing my, like, how dare I let down the Republicans?
Like, when I first joined, I was still on the whole like bullshit mentality of like, oh, 9/11, like Muslim terrorists. I have to serve my country and protect my loved ones.
Goddamn terrorists coming over here in the droves and killing us from like 1,000 miles away with like a little like 10-person boat.
How dare you bomb an Ariana Grande concert? How dare you? I'm gonna blow up your whole country and kill all your family members now. How dare you?
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, like, dude, I'm so glad I actually got to talk to you face to face. This is hard because the lighting. I apologize for that. Like,
no worries, bro.
My parents are asleep, and me and my brother have been staying at their house to help them out and stuff like that. I don't need to stay at their house. I can afford to live in my own house, but But I think at the time we're in right now, it's kind of good when your parents are older to help them out.
Well, yeah, like any way, like the fact that you respect your parents enough to help them out and you're willing to make that sacrifice speaks volumes of your honor. And to give you just a comparison of my life, like because you respect me, is
Absolutely.
my mom is one of those most honorable people I know, and like even though in her own ignorance she accidentally because like she was concerned and so she called the authorities and got me sent to a mental asylum. Like I know that was due to her own ignorance, and she was doing it out of love, and I still love and respect my mom like beyond words. That being said, my dad has taken a different path, and he's been very dishonorable in a variety of ways. So I have damn near zero respect for him, to be quite honest. And so the fact that you have two honorable parents that you're willing to support speaks volumes not only of your honor, but the honor of your and like the moral credibility of your parents. The fact that they would raise two kids that would be willing to provide for them in their time of need. That speaks volumes, bro.
Right. Well, actually, there's 4 brothers and a sister, but all 4 of his brothers served. My oldest brother, Jonathan, was a Marine. Tyler was a doc for the corpsman, and he was the guy that was at where the pedophile, what's his name, Tom Hanks, pretended to be somebody he's not. Tom Hanks, the pedophile. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, the skinnies, that little boat. Yeah, Tyler was there when they shot them. And then they brought the skinnies back to my brother. And they're like, Tyler, you need to treat Smith, you need to treat them. He goes, get them the fuck out of my face. My brother Tyler's like almost the size of Dwayne Johnson. Like he stands up and goes, no. This is the same guy that told the officer in charge of the ship. One time the officer in charge of the ship got pissed off at Tyler and said something to my brother Tyler. Tyler goes, he's like, shut up. The guy's in charge of the ship, the guy that runs the ship. He told that guy to shut up. Like, this is my brother. My brother's analogies. If you can't beat me up, you can't tell me what to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because the guy thought he was going to be clever by not setting him on a deployment. He ended up getting like 3 months off in there in California. What was it? The Marine Corps base. You've been there, Camp Pendleton.
Yep, Pendleton. That's where I was based out of.
Yeah, I ended up because I was in the Army at the time. So like, I went on vacation. I took a flight there, and like I got to say hang out with them for a whole like week. And they're like, just shave your head and don't ask any questions.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
I drank with so many Marines, it wasn't even funny. We just every night for 7 days straight, we just pure drinking with Marines, dude. It was hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Like when I first got back from Afghanistan, one of my buddies had just a couple months prior had just gotten back from a MU, a Marine Expeditionary Unit. So he was over in Okinawa and like the Philippines and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so because he had gotten back to the States a couple months before I did, he had the time to like build all these relationships with all the bartenders. And so when I got back from Afghanistan, I literally went on the biggest booze bender you could possibly imagine, and literally over my drinks were free because my buddy had already made like the friends with all the Oceanside and San Clemente bartenders. It was so wonderful.
That's so awesome.
Like, I remember one time, like, it was one of the first days I got back. So, like, when I first got back, there was the whole, like, super emotional moment of, like, we're standing in formation and we get released and then our families are all there, blah, blah, blah. And, like, there was that whole emotional moment. But after that, when all the families went home, like that following Monday, you're back to your regular military service. And so when you get off at roughly 1600, if you have a buddy who has made friends with all the bartenders, that makes your life after 1600 significantly more enjoyable.
Let me ask you a question. Were you ever late to formation for flag detail?
No. So first off, I was never on flag detail. But secondly,
Damn,
I was never late for formation because I'd seen a couple people be late for formation in my early service, and
yeah,
I saw the repercussions, and I didn't want to play that game, so I was never late for formation.
right. Yeah, like no, like I had to do. Thing that sucks is we only had because we're in a smaller area because we're the missile range. That's where they test all their most highly valuable explosives. Their
IMRs,
hypersonic,
shit like that, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, all their hypersonic rounds and their direct energy weapons, all that crap that gets worked on
Yep.
there. So like, most people don't know this about that place. I've seen all the weaponry they have. Like, there's nothing that they have that I don't know already. Like, it's crazy.
So,
like,
have you seen direct energy weapons in use?
not okay. I've seen it open, like when they open, but I've never seen them actually shoot off. It's crazy. You wouldn't know this, but like it takes about 68 clicks out in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. They have giant domed 7 to 10 story tall things are just sitting there. The thing is, most people don't know is like what's weird is I can't say his name, but he's a family member. Knows the guy that ran the place at the time. He ran the entire place, so I actually had dinner with him and his family. He actually showed me some pretty cool stuff and like told me some stuff that most people don't know.
Without revealing any sort of like confidential information that will incriminate those that you care about. Like,
right.
I'm curious. Like, so in my mind, the direct energy. First opinion is my retarded opinion. My retarded opinion is that like when I think about direct energy weapons, I think of like movies just like dropping energy and shit.
Right.
But I also know that that's a retarded opinion, and
right.
that the more logical way to, I guess, discuss the actual usage of direct energy weapons it's more of like a frequency manipulation thing where you can't always like physically see what's going on until the fires start. Is
right.
that accurate?
It's kind of this is the things too. Everybody thinks that we have satellites that like are in sky floating around. Like
obviously not.
Not happening. No, they have a plane. It's all it is. They put clouds out there that have a plane up there that has a direct weapon. They have a system that backs up. The only thing that I know for a fact they legitimately have that can actually do anything is HARP. And I've actually seen HARP because it's ran by the actual company of CERN. This is the thing people don't know about. CERN actually owns more than one company. They're not just one little thing, the CERN that everybody looks up in Google and searches in CERN. CERN runs HARP and all the other their energy stuff. Like and I do believe that CERN is also the people that actually open up the gates to the abyss. All that.
Well, yeah.
Whatever.
So like, but like understanding how CERN works, how CERN interacts with HARP, how HARP eventually like interacts with like weapons, direct energy weapons, etc., etc. Like I get how all those like secret things do, but like in the practical, like let's say that like CERN through HARP through weapons are like impacting a specific area. Yeah. My question is like in my retarded opinion is I would see some sort of energy stream. I know that's false. And so if you're able to tell us more, like in the reality, like when HARP is doing their frequency manipulation, is there like a visible stream of energy you can see, or like can you tell us more about that?
The thing sucks is we're obviously put on stages of levels of like security level, like threats and crap whenever they're doing something really big. Just like they lie about everything in the sky, saying that like, oh, the fires are out there and they're covering up signs in the sky that proves that God exists. Like they do bullshit. They grapple even to the low levels in the military bases. They shut you down, say there's terrorist attacks, some crap going on. So we never get to actually see that kind of shit. Like, but the thing is, I've seen the fucking weapon. Like, it's legitimately retardedly huge. Like so I don't know if that
tool like mechanical weapon. You just have not seen it in use.
I have not seen it in use. I know because the guy. So this is the thing. Most people don't know this. I met the guy that runs the base.
What rank was he in what service?
What's that?
What rank was he and what like branch of service was he
He
in?
wasn't in the military. He just happened to be a contractor.
Oh, he was one of the civilian dudes. That makes so much more sense. He's probably D20 or some shit like that.
Fuck, I don't even know what he was. All I know is like I happen to know somebody that knew him, and they're like, "Hey," they gave me his number, and I contacted him, and I had him having dinner with him and his wife and children. And like, it was like, I was kind of nervous because I was in there like, this guy runs the shit. Like, most people don't know this, and I'm not even gonna go in and say this guy. I can't say his name. I can't say anybody's name.
Do not reveal any incriminating information. I can't emphasize that more. Keep yourself safe.
Right. Like I've seen some stuff like I told you earlier on when I first started getting on your guys' live streams. I've seen your guys' their fake ass UFOs. There was weather balloon station recording shits. There's like they're debunked like flying saucer shits. Like everybody's whole like, oh, they're aliens. I'm like, there weren't aliens. There were people. One person in a fucking machine trying to fly into the weather, and they fucking got all fucked up and crashed because they're like, oh, this shit can't hold up in the air. Like
because we have them. They don't fucking know how it works.
No, they don't. Like I've seen all their bullshit. Like what was it? Area 57. Oh, with the crap of Area 57. They're not hiding anything.
How dare you? Area 57? All I know is Area 51. How dare you?
Area 57, Area 51, Area. Oh my God, dude. Like, dude, that's such. Dude. Everything that Satan's kingdom does is to lead people astray from the truth of God.
Well, like, dude, like one of the funniest questions to ask is like for the people that are aware of Area 51, which is most people, it's like, all right, well, what happened to areas 0 through 49 or 0 through 50? Right. Have you ever heard of those? What do those areas mean? And are there any areas above Area 51, 52 to infinity? Like, and like just by asking that question, it blows people's minds because the programming, the brainwashing is, oh, Area 51 has all the secrets. And because Area 51 has all the secrets, you don't have to worry about any other areas. Even though the initial first logical question is, what about the other areas?
Right. Hey, Warbeard, are you there? Dave.
Warbeard's here.
Dave. Anyways, no, I guess I gotta pee really bad. I don't want to. I'm trying to pee and I can't pee in the. Well, I'm gonna pee in the dark. Hold on, just 1 second. I'll be right back with you.
I just peed in the shower 10 minutes ago. Don't fucking be embarrassed for a natural fucking shit.
Yeah, I gotta pee. I gotta pee in the dark, but I gotta set you down real quick. I'll be right back. Everybody just keep waiting. I'll pee. I'll give you guys some more gravy. Hold on.
To be fair, bro, because you're already in the dark, you could have just taken a piss and not let any of us know.
Well, I've
literally done that twice on the stream already, and no one's fucking commented on that. Just FYI. You're in the situation, bro. All right, guys. As we're waiting for Courage Bear to stop holding his dick like a pervert. I'm joking, of course.
Oh man, I know. I heard you, bro. I heard you. I was peeing a moment, dude. I was on my mom and dad's concrete in a fenced off area.
I said it so loudly, so you could hear it.
Yeah, I had to pee somewhere else. I'm not as cautious as Belle, but I don't want to pee on my mom and dad's concrete. Anyways, by the way, I loved how Belle was like, "I'm so cautious about everything." I'm like, "That's so awesome, dude." Bell's an awesome dude. Like, I never actually really knew about him. Like, it just started following him. I'm like, wow, Bell's crazy. Like, he's so smart, dude.
Hey, dude, Bell River's awesome.
Dude, he's so young. That was what tripped me out. He's so young, but like you said, like you saw that weird nuclear weapon he had in his hands when he was at Costco. Like, that wasn't a pump. He puts his little clearance card in there, and he's like, "Hey, just ready to kill people." No, but for real, like, no, like, no, like the weapon that I seen that was part of the harp. It actually extends out. It's like a giant mirrored dome, like almost 10 stories tall. And there is private military contractors out there pulling security on 24/7. And like you wouldn't know because it's out in the middle of nowhere. Like you can't see it where you're at. But I've been the driver and been in the back. I've been the passenger and the driver on the middle. Because you gotta remember, I was in the White Sands missile range. Like I've been where everything that they test is out there. I've seen it all. Like
Nope.
all their stuff. Like the thing I haven't seen is their BS crap about nuclear warheads. Like I never seen that shit. My funny because my brother-in-law was a tank driver, and he believes that nuclear warheads are a bullshit lie, and it's just a scare tactic, and that Japanese the whole dropped the nuclear warhead was bullcrap, and they just used what they call that the mother of all bombs. They used something like that. Yeah, whatever they used in that recent bombing in there in the Middle East.
That was in Afghanistan, and that was a Moab. But to more specifically answer your inquiry with respect to your brother-in-law who's a tanker, he's entirely correct. Like, it's a historical fact that there was only one journalist, American journalist, that was allowed to report on my people being nuked, a.k.a. being devastated by firebombs. And, like, my grandma, like, which I shit you not, my grandma was in Nagasaki before the bombs went off. And because they knew shit was about to go down, they buried all of their belongings, like all their materialistic belongings, literally, I shit you not, 6 feet underground, and then they went and lived in caves. Then the American Air Force bombed the living shit out of Nagasaki, and after like everything was said and done, my grandma and her family and the members of her like little like tribe and village and shit, they came back to their village, and everything, even though it was buried 6 feet under, was still destroyed.
That's horrible.
And then long story short, my grandma married an Air Force dude and moved to America, and here I am.
It had to be. God works in mysterious ways, brother. Like he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
Like right, because right now you're feeding me and you've been encouraging me. Like I wouldn't have gone on as well as I could have without your encouraging words. So like the Lord knows everything has its place and time. You know what I'm saying? Like
on that topic, I find it really interesting. Like today and yesterday, I had a significant motivation to not stream just because I wasn't feeling it. And I was literally like both yesterday and today, I was on the verge of just making like a little quick Instagram video. Hey guys, like here's insert excuse here. I just don't feel like streaming tonight. And then that technically would have been good. But what I find most interesting about that is last night's stream, just before I streamed, one of my closest friends, Donald, he called me and just ladled gravy. And I was like, all right, I cannot not stream after like being ladled all this gravy. And so last night I just streamed. And then tonight I was also thinking, you know what, I'm just not going to stream. But then one of like my dad's best friend called me earlier today, and like we had a good hour-long conversation. And after the conversation was complete, I was like, ah, fuck, I've got to stream now. I've got too much gravy. So it's like, yes, this is only episode 7, so like, but I totally understand all that bullshit. But it's like, all right, the 2 times I've ever like not wanted to stream, God is like had brought some sort of situation where it basically like forced me to stream. And I find that interesting because before I made like late night with JapJap a regular thing, and I would just kind of stream randomly, I never had those kinds of like desires where it's like, oh, I'm gonna stream or I'm not gonna stream, and no one like I don't really care. But like now that it's like a commitment and something that's like valuable to other people, I'm now beginning to be confronted with a new temptation, and that new temptation is you should put your own comfort over streaming and helping other people. And so it's like just these past few days, I'm just beginning to be confronted with this new temptation. And like, praise the Lord that he's given me 2 specific scenarios to continue streaming and continue like communing with the bears and stuff. But it's a really interesting thing where it's like, before I made a commitment to stream on a regular basis, Handy Adam Bear, welcome, welcome. Before I made a commitment to stream on a regular basis, I had 0 obstacles to stream. But now that I'm making it a commitment, not for my own vanity, but because I've now seen that my streaming helps a lot of the bears, and like we just talk and we have an awesome, wonderful, good time, just like tonight.
Yeah. It's
almost as though now that I've made the commitment to the bears to stream on a regular basis, that is where Satan is like, oh fuck, this is not a good thing. And so now he's trying to put like temptations and obstacles in my mind.
Oh yeah, like, you better believe it, brother. You better believe it. He's at us at any point. He knows our weakness.
I've been too ignorant to have that level of discernment. I've just noticed, like, I don't want to stream. And then God's like, all right, I know you don't have the discernment to see this right now, but here's someone who's important to you that's going to call you and give you a bunch of gravy, which gives you no choice other than to stream, because this is beneficial to my people. And before I just verbalized that, I didn't really quite understand like what I was going through. But now that I verbalized it, kind of like cemented, it's like, oh, that makes sense now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're talking about like the temptation, like you're in the right place. And the reason why I say this is because when I first started realizing about like the bear community from my brother Warbeard, like just understanding like, whatever.
Warbeard is your brother?
Yeah, he's my older brother.
No fucking way. I love Warbeard, bro. He's awesome.
Yeah, Warbeard's also a veteran. He was at Hurricane Katrina. He was in the National Guard. Like it was fucked up.
Oh, I fucking love your whole family now. You're a legend.
Yeah, dude. Like, well, all 4 of my brothers, all 4 of us served. Nobody else did except for all 4 of us in our family. But I was gonna let you know, like, no, you're absolutely right. You're in the right place. And the reason why I'm saying this is because before I truly understood what the bear community was about and all this stuff like that, they're like, oh, like I heard the big bears like thing was like stop squirting and stuff like that, and I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I'm too young to not squirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna squirt. Like, until like I find a wife, I'm gonna keep squirting. You know, like that. That has been the thing. Like, dude, like most people, like even the guys that are saying, oh, I ain't squirting. Like a lot of these guys say they aren't squirting. They are. They're liars. They still squirt once in a while. Like we all fall short of the glory of the Lord. So we all fall short. We're tempted and stuff like that. But the thing is, it was just what he said was about the squirting. Like, it's legitimate truth. Like, we've all been squirting so damn long, we didn't realize, like, that has blocked our channel from the Lord. Like, we have not been recepting anything from God because we've been worried about our phones looking down and squirting too much. Like,
yeah, dude. So, like, I love what you just said. Looking down at your phones to squirt. Yeah. And what you didn't say was instead of looking up towards God.
Exactly.
That's fucking on point, dude.
Like everybody keeps. That's what I'm saying. Like they say that your cell phone is a cell. Like it's your prison, right? Like it keeps you looking down when the heavens are above us. You've already heard that in the Bible. It tells you the heavens are above us, right?
Even demoting to a little like so. I used to use a little flip phone.
Yeah.
But even this flip phone has a smaller black square than our smartphones. And so it's like, what's the connection between the black square increasing and our own self-will decreasing into sinful activities?
Right. That's crazy. Like so the thing is, like I know a lot about, like, say, I know if you want to talk about the 5G towers, I can tell you all about it. That's why they're actually real. This is the thing Big Bear doesn't know is they actually are real. They're weapon-grade weapons. Like, they're the end game, though. They're not something you need to worry about right now. They're later on. we should have another conversation later on about that. That's in a whole other story about
We'll
the
put a pin in that and
battlefield.
come around to it later.
Yeah. That's a whole nother battlefield. Like we'll talk about that later. But I have I grew up in the church life. Like I grew up loving the Lord and praising the Lord, and I've read the Bible from head to toe, back and forth. Like, and I've gained discernment from it. Like, I have the thing is, I've been told, I was like, it obviously took a couple of drinks for me to get on because I have always had stage fright. This is my only thing. I've had stage fright my whole life. Like,
well, dude, the most common fear of mankind is speaking in front of other people. So
yeah,
I get it. Like, if I hadn't been an NCO, if my job had not required for me to speak in front of people on a regular basis, I would also have that fear. I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Like, the thing is like, and I'm working on, like, I've been working like because you can't have the name Courage Bear if you don't have the courage to speak, like, right? Then
Well,
I had
dude,
to get the name.
the history of your life has proved that you are Courage Bear. So if you're feeling insecure moving forward, shut the fuck up, go fuck yourself, man the fuck up, and move forward. Yes! Fucking conquer that land, Courage Bear.
Giants are food for us.
Exactly, bro. Giants are fucking breakfast.
Yeah,
So,
they are.
man the fuck up and eat them.
All right, that's some gravy right there, brother. I appreciate that. I track what you're throwing down, but yeah, where was that though? What point was I on? What were we on? What was the main point? Like, I gotta remember because I've had a couple drinks, so like I gotta stay on point.
Before you pretended to be a coward, what was the point you were saying?
No,
I'm blanking.
The Great Pretender.
Yeah, like where most people pretend to be courageous, you as a courageous individual pretend to be a coward. It's really hilarious.
Courage the Cowardly Lion. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, like cowardly lion doesn't even work because you're not a cowardly lion. You're just a fucking lion, and you're just like overly humble, and like you're overly humble because you don't want to give yourself too much credit, and like because giving yourself too much credit is indeed a sinful thing. And so in reality, you're just being honest with yourself and very conservative in moral values, and you're being very conservative in giving anyone, yourself included, any sort of praise. And like that's very positive on one level, but on the other level, in a very emasculated American community, that can also be very dangerous where you emasculate yourself on accident. And dude, you're fucking courageous as shit. And so just based on this conversation I've had with you, I would be willing to say that it's much more pure living, man. Go fuck yourself, asshole. I love you though. Like I would be willing to argue that you are trying to take your accomplishments and demean yourself through false humbleness. And that's not like because of a real false humbleness, but you're legitimately humble and you don't give yourself enough credit. And so you bring yourself down. And like, dude, you've got an epic history, an epic story, an epic testimony. And like your whole family is fucking legendary. And so it's like, yes, I understand that you're trying to like not be like the best of the best, like the super awesome arrogant dude, which is healthy. But that being said, don't go too far and humble yourself unnecessarily, if that makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense, dude. Like, no, I'm tracking what you're saying. Like, I'm picking it up. Like,
good.
I just, this is sucks about being a bear. We have a high IQ. Like, it's just we spend a lot of time in our minds and our intelligence and our comprehensions and our what do you call that? The discernments.
Yeah, dude. You're smarter than you believe you are. You're stronger than you think you are, and you're more prepared for what's about to come than you could possibly imagine. So believe in yourself and trust in God.
Amen.
God's already training, bro.
Amen, brother. If there's one thing you've actually said right now that I do know for a fact, I am prepared for the end because I'm actually a survival expert. I've actually taught training classes on survival.
Extra bonus. I didn't know that, but extra bonus.
I can teach you how to catch traps or for the small game in the woods and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to eat snake.
That, my friend, is what's called a synchronicity.
Yes, it is, brother.
And Bear Razor, thank you for making that correction. Someone earlier with Pure Living Man was saying this is why people follow JapJap unto death. I appreciate the support, although it's like great enthusiasm, not quite accurate. Bear Razor corrected. Do not follow JapJap Bear unto death. Follow the Lord unto death. I
Amen.
100% agree. Don't follow me. Follow Jesus.
Amen. But I'll tell you right now, if it came to a battle in America, I'll follow you unto death, brother.
Well, I've got the experience, bro. That's it. It's like, oh, if I want to go to the gym and work out and be strong, I'm gonna listen to the biggest, strongest man. Same thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, there's only two things you need to do. There's only two things you need to do to get in the best shape of your life. That's flip a giant tire and sledgehammer. That's it. Sledgehammer and flip big tire.
So flip big tire is a full body exercise. Doing the sledgehammer emphasis on upper body strength. Yeah, technically you're correct.
This is what was crazy is people think, that all retards in West Virginia and all that, they have superhuman strength. They don't have superhuman strength. They just lived off the land where they had to chop firewood their whole lives. It's like basically finding the Amish.
Dude, chopping firewood is a great workout.
There's nothing spectacular. It's just you just spent your life just chopping wood or just working all your body. Like we all work different. Like we work specific groups when we lift weights. So you get bulged up and you look pretty strong, stuff like that. But I've arm wrestled and fought with guys that look shredded compared to me, but they didn't hold a candle.
I completely agree. Even when there was a time when I was literally taking steroids, and I was like, roar, super strong. Yeah. And even at my most strongest points in taking steroids, I would still lose arm wrestling matches because I didn't have the proper strength in those specific muscles. And so think about it. What you just said, when you first said it, I initially disagreed, but then I thought about it for half a second. I was like, oh shit, he's fucking right. So tire lifting. Tire lifting is you go down here and you're lifting with your legs. And then after you lift with your legs, then you use your upper body to finish the tire flip. And then the second exercise you said was pounding the tire, which is all upper body, and it uses the entirety of the upper body. And so those two specific exercises you mentioned, at first I was like, fuck you, but then I thought about it for half a second. I was like, oh shit, he's got a point. Oh shit, he's entirely right. If you just do those two exercises enough, that'll get you strong as shit.
Right, because I've had Buff Bagwell and his whatever WCW friends try to pull back my compound bow when I used to have my compound bow. And they couldn't even pull back and hold it. They couldn't even get it all the way to the end. I'm like, why? You guys are shredded. Well, look at me. I'm like, it's because my back. You work all. The thing is, it's not even about being bigger. It's just that it's more developed in all these other areas because you work all of your body, like swimming. You work every part of your body when you swim.
Yep.
So those two workouts actually work your entire body, your core, your legs, your
exactly,
your upper body. Yeah, it's a great fat burn, especially if you want to lose weight.
All right, Courage Bear. Instagram is being gay again and says we only have 20 seconds. So everybody, we will be right back. And Courage Bear, you better fucking join again because I like talking to you.
All right, brother.
All right, talk to everybody.